Welcome, Layla, to the fam. So glad you're here. Tell the fam a little bit about yourself before we get into it.
My name is Layla Broderick. I'm a student at Columbia College Chicago, and I'm a model slash creative director. And I try to be inclusive in all my work. So all my photo shoots that I produce myself and I create myself, my big thing is inclusivity. So yeah, that's what I focus on.
Love it. Cool, cool, cool. So tell us how you got started with modeling. What's your backstory?
My backstory actually started at Columbia. My freshman year, my first like kind of day being here, I went to a BSU meeting and they were introducing all the clubs, and the club Picture Perfect came and they like came in with like this whole outfits, music, and I was like in a trance. I was like, I want to do exactly what they're doing. They were walking in like model walking, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So they were coming up to people and they came up to me, they were like, oh my gosh, you should audition. So I was like, okay. I never saw myself as really being a model. I didn't really take pictures of myself a lot. Um, so it was kind of like a new experience. I was like, okay, time to reinvent myself. So I went to the audition. I was super nervous. I was very nervous because one, I was like the only plus size person there. So I was like, okay, this is already intimidating. So I came in and I did my thing, and then I got in, and that was like the start of me modeling, basically.
So you knew at that moment that you wanted to like continue like modeling. That was the front part for you.
Well, that's when it started. I didn't really know that I wanted to do it as a career until like my first photo shoot. I did a studio shoot with them for our fashion show, and that was the second semester. So first semester I was in it and I was kind of like still on the fence, like I don't know if this is something that I want to keep doing. But then I went to that studio shoot and I had that fashion show and I was like, wow, I love this. Like being in the studio, I love having my picture taken. I'm a Leo, so it's kind of like like the ego in me came out a little bit. So yeah, that's when I knew that I wanted to continue doing it and take more pictures of myself and just be confident and show like my confidence.
Love it. Shout out to the Leos. I'm a
Yeah.
Sagittarius, so I love Leos. My best friend.
Yes, fire sign.
I just found out mine was. I thought she was a Cancer. Sorry.
So wait, just to reiterate, so you go to Columbia, Chicago, or Columbia University?
Oh, Columbia College Chicago, not
Okay,
Columbia University.
got you. I was
Yeah.
like, you go to the Ivy League school too?
No,
Like,
no, no.
yeah, no, Columbia, Chicago. There's so much talent that comes out of that school. I know a couple
Yes.
who came out. Man, that must be a blessing for you, just to be
Yeah.
around people who are just creative naturally. It's probably a lot of inspiration. Do you have like who are like your top influencers or influential models, other artists that you like pull your creativity from?
It's a lot. Like, there was a point where I was on Instagram. I was just like, I'm tired of seeing all these, people who don't look like me. So I just went on a surge and I just followed a whole bunch of people who have like the same body type as me, who are in the plus size community. I would say the first person who made me realize that I could do modeling, Ashley Graham. Even though she doesn't have my specific body type, it was just like seeing a plus size person in high fashion runway. That was like it was very inspiring to me. I saw it and I was like, oh wow, like she's in these high fashion spaces on the runway with Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid. Like I can do that. So um yeah, I think Ashley Graham is the person who started it, but I have so many more like people I look up to, people from my age who are older than me, who are younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Ashley Graham. She actually has a podcast that I listen to. You should.
Yeah.
Do you listen to it already?
I watch it on YouTube. Like she has her little clips on YouTube, so I
Yeah,
watch some of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's so great. So like, how would you describe your style?
I would say well, as far as like fashion or like runway or like print, um, I don't know. I don't think I have a specific style yet. I feel like I'm still new. I'm trying out everything just to see what works for me. I would say, like, I guess as a unifying thing to bring it all together is inclusivity. That's my style. I like to showcase my body and showcase like myself, because I don't see a lot of people who look like me, like showing off. So I guess that's kind of like my style.
Okay.
So with you like getting into your style, is there like a trend that you like that'll never like get old to you? Or if so, what is it and why?
A trend. I guess for fashion, a trend that I like is satin. I have a lot of satin, like this shirt right there, satin. I wear a lot of satin because one is loose and I can fit a lot of it. And yeah, I just love satin dresses, shirts, anything.
It looks so soft.
Yes, it is. It's
Satin
nice.
is for the bougie. So you you must be getting some expensive satin. I can't pull off satin, so you pull it off very well.
It's good for your hair too.
It is. Yeah, I use satin for
Pillowcases,
silk wraps or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You already know you black women gotta tie the hair down.
of course, of course.
Already know.
So what gets you excited about modeling? Like I know you said earlier, just the feeling of, being behind the camera, wearing the different type of clothes, like, but what about all of that makes you excited about it? Like, what makes you want to get up and be like, yeah, I want to do modeling today?
I think it's seeing the final picture. I'm very much a visual person. When I create my mood boards, I already have like poses and things that I know I want to see. Like, I know I want to see this exact picture, this pose, this, this skirt flowing this way. So when I actually see it in real life, that's when I'm like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, the vision is matching. For my first photo shoot ever that I creative directed, it was like an angel photo shoot. And I bought all this stuff and I was so excited, but at the back of my mind I was like, maybe what if this don't turn out how I want it to turn out? But then when I saw the final pictures come back, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I was picturing. And I think that like gratification of knowing that, it's gonna work out in the end, it's gonna turn how you wanted it to turn out. I think that's what gets me so excited to do it and like keep doing more photo shoots.
Love it. So I want to tap into the industry aspect. So you mentioned in the beginning that you didn't see any models like you.
Mhm.
Now, because people like you do now see plus size women of color. I
Mhm.
see it like even in the athletic. I'm a big sports person. Like I'm very
Yeah.
athletic. I'm all about fitness. So I'm starting to see Nike, Adidas, Under Armour have plus size models showcase their stuff. It's like like not everybody is fit, but you can still wear these clothes to get fit, but you can still love your body. Like
Mhm.
I'm loving all these messages. So like in terms of the industry, since you're in it now, what are some misconceptions about plus size model or being a plus size model? What are some misconceptions that you just want to like squash that the fam might have?
Um, I guess it's just the regular stereotypes about, big people, fat people. Like, we eat a lot, don't work out, eat a whole bunch of mess. And it's like, that's not the case for a lot of models. I know a lot of plus size models are vegan, vegetarian, they work out. I work out, I go to the gym like 2 times a week, the kickboxing gym. So it's like those kind of things, people say it and it's like, okay, I don't really care because I know that that's not me. But like somebody who's not as confident as me, or somebody who doesn't, that feeds into that kind of self-hatred, that can really get to them and like make them not want to, oh, I don't want to wear this because it I want to cover up, or I don't want to go out and show my body, when it's like, you do whatever you want to do. Whatever anybody thinks about you, as long as you know that that's not the truth, then who cares?
Yeah.
Now that we see that, brands are starting to include, plus size models now, How do you feel about, the recent progressive movement of, plus size models being brought in? Do you feel like it's genuine? Do you feel like they're just doing it because they, want people to stop talking about it or stop, complaining about it? Do you feel like it's, genuine coming from in these brands?
I think it depends on the clothing that's being produced. So like if you have, plus size models, you're including plus size, if the clothes don't match that, if it's like, okay, I'm just gonna give you drab, I'm just gonna give you like something to wear, it's not like our, straight size collection, it's not cute, it's not trendy, it's not this, then that's how I know you're not being genuine.
Hmm.
And also a lot of these brands, they're like I was scrolling on Instagram the other day and this brand was like, we're gonna include plus size in our next collection, our next collection. It's like, okay, you're just doing it because you want to jump on the train. You know, you should have come out with a collection. You should not, plus size people should not be in the background or in the back of your mind. They need to be included in the whole entire collection. And I feel like brands who have that strong message and are like, we're going to make cute clothes for you, we're not just going to make you the scraps and what's left over, then I think that's when it's being genuine. And when they introduce it in the like intro collections, that's when it's genuine to me.
What brands do you feel like reach out to plus size women, or they take that initiative to make clothing that, is fashionable for plus size women to wear?
I would say some brands, the main brand I go to is Pretty Little Thing. They have very cute clothes that, are my size. Um, it's a struggle to find cute clothes that's also like not fast fashion, because I'm not trying to um buy too much fast fashion, but it's like that's kind of what I have to go to at the end of the day for my main clothes. I try to go thrifting as much as I can, um, to find pieces, but yeah, Pretty Little Thing I guess would be one. Yeah, I can't really think of a lot more now. I guess the fast fashion, Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, stuff like that.
Got you. So if you, let's say you were in charge of like a company, a clothing company, how would you approach the progressive movement of including plus size models? Like what would Layla do?
I've actually thought of this, like making my own clothing brand. And I feel like my clothing brand would be just for plus size women, only because I feel like they're so underserved. And I feel like I would want to bring them clothes. Um, I would say find out what's trendy. Find out, it's not hard to go on Twitter and look at what plus size women are saying about clothes. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I see people every day posting, oh, I love this, but I wish it was in my size. Oh, I love this top. It's cute, this, and that, but I wish they had it in my size. Just take those opinions and take those, pictures, and then make the clothes from there. I feel like one designer who is very heavy about inclusivity is Kristen Siriano. He worked with Ashley Graham, Lizzo, and he said himself, like, it's not hard to make clothes in plus size women's size. It's not hard. It's just a lot of brands don't want to do it for some reason. And I feel like if that was me in charge, that would be my first priority. That would be the first thing that I would do. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, tap into the market. If that's the whole thing about, that's the one thing I do love about this country is like if you know that there's a market and you know that you can find a solution, you can literally create this solution yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So like there's a store, the name is escaping me, but it is a plus size brand. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot what the name of it was. But anyway, my mom, she shops there, and it's literally
Hmm.
just a store just for plus size women. And I'm
Ashley
just like,
Stewart.
huh?
Ashley Stewart. No.
No,
Or Torrid.
Torrid. That's it. Torrid. Yeah, she shops at Torrid. I went in there for the first time, and I was like, wow, okay, like this cute. It's like some cute stuff. Then again, I don't have style, so my cute probably isn't your cute. But I was like, this is great. This is great that plus size women have a store dedicated to them. I mean, there's other stores too, but like the clothes in Torrid, it just seemed more appealing. It wasn't, your
Toward is
grand,
like
you know.
Toward is like a step up from like basic, but I think it still needs some improvement in like being more trendy.
Mhm.
I think that they have cute clothes, but it's not clothes that are trendy, like what, Kendall Jenner is wearing now, you know? So I think that's what I want. I want to wear, stuff that I want to wear some strappy or like leather or like stuff like that. I feel like that we don't see enough of that and stuff like that in my size. And it's like, I want to wear that. I'm not afraid to show my body. I'm not afraid to wear it. And I don't know, maybe that's what they're thinking, like it won't sell because people are afraid, but it's like so many people will wear it, you know. So
It's like a lot of floral and like animal
yes,
print.
animal
And
prints,
it's like, don't nobody want to wear
like
that shit. And do you think that their lack of commitment to the plus size community make it hard for you all to plus size models to get work because they don't have
mm,
clothes that appeal to you all, or it's not, that much that they're trying to put into the plus size community? Does that make it hard for you to get work?
I feel like that could very much be an a issue because you don't see, plus size models walking in Louis Vuitton, walking in Gucci, walking in these high fashion spaces. I mean, if high fashion brands like that started making plus size clothes, then of course there would be an influx in plus size models being able to, work in those spaces. Because like models like Ashley Graham, Tabria Majors, Leslie Sedora, they do the pretty little things. They do the fashion novas because that's really all that fits them. Not that to say their talent doesn't exceed that, it's just the work isn't there for them. So if the work was there, of course they would be booking that. Of course I would be booking that. So stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. So we actually did some research on the challenges that, plus size models face. And since we're talking to you, we want to, you know, get your experience on it, on these situations if you experience them in the work field. And because we're an all inclusive, unfiltered podcast, we want you to be as, out there as possible. Like, let us
Yeah.
know. So
So
the
if you got
fam,
some tea to spill,
right.
go ahead, spill the
Let the
tea.
fam know about the stuff that you all go through behind the scenes, because a lot of people don't speak on them because they're either embarrassed or they just don't want to speak about that experience ever again. And us not knowing, we're a very informational like podcast. We want to inform people on the things that's going on. So we saw that some plus size models are often invited to photo shoots but not runways. Is there some truth to that?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I've done a lot of photo shoots for Picture Perfect, like and some other outside people. But when it came to like Chicago Fashion Week, I wasn't there or like I wasn't asked to come. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
We also saw that if a model is invited to advertise clothes, organizers often try to hide their body in the clothes. Is there some truth to that?
Yes. When Lizzo was doing her like Vogue covers, it was a lot of they covered a lot of her body. But when I think she did another photo shoot that she had more freedom in, she was like naked. So it's that stark difference of okay, they want me to hide my body, but when I get in control, I'm like I can do whatever I want and show whatever I want to show. So yeah.
And then one last thing we investigated was that there are strict standards in the fashion world, even for plus size models. So extra weight should not be in necessary spots, and the body shape should remain, like an hourglass figure. Is there some truth to that too?
Of course. I mean, let's like all the mainstream models that I plus size models that I named, Ashley Graham, Tabria Majors, Leslie, they all have that, flat stomach, like hips kind of body. And it's strictly almost like 14 to 16. You don't really, or even 12 to 16, you don't really see anything above that. You don't see bodies that have stomachs. You don't see bodies that have, um, roles, really like deep roles, something like that. So yeah, there's definitely within the plus size community, there is a preferred type of plus size, which even breaks it down more, and makes it more divisive, I feel.
Yeah, it's also very subjective on what plus size is, because
Hmm.
with my jeans, I'm a size 12. Now I have a more athletic build, but the industry would consider me plus size, even
Hmm.
though like if you like it's Zoom, so you don't really know my body shape. I'm more like built like an athlete, but
Hmm.
like I don't fit with the plus size community because like the plus size women be like, you ain't us, like
Right.
you not skinny, but you're fit. So it's like, but the industry will say like I'm plus size, and I would wear. Shut up! I'm not. They would say like I would wear a size 12 and be like, boom, this is our plus size girl. So it's like very
Hmm.
subjective. I've noticed that with their
Hmm.
sizing charts, because some stores will have like literally size 12 plus size, and then some stores size 12 is like the cutoff before plus size. It's like it's not. It's just not congruent among
Right.
So like although in 2021 it is not 1980, you do see
Right.
changes, and
Right.
because our generation, people like you, people like us having you on this platform sharing your experience, so it can only go up from here. Like how do you feel the fashion industry would change in the next 5 years? Do you think it's going to get even better, or do you have like some doubts or skepticism?
I think the more that people start to accept themselves, I feel like that's when the industry will reflect itself, because people will be, you know, I I don't want to hide myself anymore. I want these clothes. I'm going to demand that these brands cater to me, because people want to spend their money,
Mhm.
and brands aren't going to turn away money. They'd be stupid to do that. So I feel once people start to accept, okay, this is the body that I'm in and I love myself no matter what, then the fashion industry is going to reflect that,
Right.
because there won't be any more, hesitation.
Got you. Got you. What about so there's also misconceptions, because I was listening to another podcast the other day, and this guy, he's in the fitness industry, so he was kind of upset that there are plus size models on front of magazines and such and such. He didn't have a problem with the plus size model themselves. It was more so he had a problem with the messaging that being plus size is okay from a health standpoint. How would you tackle that misconception? Because the way I think about it is, sure, there's health problems with people who are plus size, but the message isn't let's have everybody be plus size and unhealthy. The message is this is where I'm at. I love my body, and it is what it is. And like you said, a lot of plus size models are vegan. They do work out. They're
Mhm.
taking the steps to be healthy, but not everybody can get to size 0 just like that.
Mhm.
So like how would you go about somebody who says, "Oh, plus size models, they just like to be unhealthy and, you know, get money as models," when that's not necessarily the case? So how would you like tackle haters like that?
The first thing I would say is not everybody's body is meant to be a size zero. I mean, I feel like if some people were a size zero, just would it wouldn't work. Like if everybody was, I don't think everybody, like, bodies and genetics work out that way. Number two, I would just say, let me collect my thoughts. Number two, I would just say that, you don't know what's going on in everybody's lives. You don't know, what people are doing behind the scenes. Like I said before, like, just because you're plus size doesn't mean that you're unhealthy, because there are a lot of plus size women who, eat good, exercise, but that's just the body that they're in. And yeah, you never know what somebody is, you never know the cause of what somebody looks like. A lot of people have health issues that make them gain weight. There's a lot of people that, have to take certain medicines or have to do this, that, and that, and the third, that make them look how they are. I feel like the message should never be, I hate my body, so I'm gonna do these things to lose weight, and then that causes eating disorders, and so many, and a lot of mental health issues. um I think that we have been circularized in society to see that this only one type of body is okay, only one type of body is acceptable. We all have to look like this. And that has caused so much hurt to a lot of people. And I feel like if people, sometimes people need to gain confidence in order to be like, okay, I want to lose weight, or okay, I need to stop um eating bad or stuff like that. Some people need to gain that confidence to do that. So the answer should never be to, oh, I hate my body. The answer should never be to tell somebody that they look a certain type of way, so they don't deserve the respect, or deserve this or that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So let's change direction a little bit. You are the content director of Avont Magazine. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Avant?
Avant, yes.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. I have a very bad habit of not pronouncing things correctly. Like we had a guest, and I literally butchered his name based on introduction. So Avant, what's the audience? What is Avant? Tell us about that.
Avant was kind of just something that I created to be like, so many people ask me, like, how do you have confidence? Like, your pictures look so good. How do but yeah, confidence. How do you have confidence? And I wanted to start Avant to be like, okay, all these magazines are centering, straight size, skinny, white models. So I want to create something that flips it and shows that everybody has a story, and everybody has something to say to the world, and has something to bring to, you know, Instagram or whatever platform you're on. So yeah, I kind of just created to write my feelings, write how I felt being a plus size model, what was my experience, and how I have confidence today.
So can you explain to the fam what an inclusive correct creative director does, like the day-to-day basis? What do you do?
It's basically, I basically am just creative director, but when I put things together, so I'm putting a photo shoot together now, and I'm trying to think, who can I have in it? Like, I want to see plus size, I want to see different skin tones, I want to see, different gender identities. I want to see, a whole plethora of people. Not just, I'm not just gonna focus on white and skinny. Like, that's just not who I am. That's not clearly at all who I am. So I'm gonna include everybody. I'm not gonna exclude.
Yes. And that's exactly why we have you on this podcast, because our number one thing is to be all inclusive. And we love that. So just to support somebody who has that same message, it goes miles. It goes miles of what you're doing. I took a look at mine and it's great. It's really
Thank
great. I
you.
was reading the blog posts, the pictures, the models that you had on there. I it's great. And I can only manifest that it's gonna go big from here on out.
Yes.
How has your experience within modeling influenced your work as a content director? What have you pulled from your experience to make Avant your your masterpiece, really?
Just like being skipped over for certain things, knowing it's because of, how I look. And I was just like, I'm tired of, not being noticed because I know I have talent. So then when I started doing it myself, it was like people were like, oh wow, this is like pretty good. You have pretty good pictures. You have, pretty good ideas. And it's like, I knew that. So yeah, I
I
just did
know
it
my
myself.
work.
Yeah, yeah. So um, just bringing that to Avant, like I can do it myself, or not just on myself, but I can create something that'll help somebody else. I can create something that will inspire somebody else to be like, okay, I'm gonna wear that shirt. I'm gonna wear that dress because I don't care how my body looks in it. I like how my body looks. So I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Period.
So
So it sounds like you are targeting for your magazine to your message should be like covering, include inclusivity Is that the word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We butcher words over here too. We're really bad
Words
with
are
that.
very hard.
And that you want people to, have a self-love for themselves. So would you say that that
Mhm.
is the overall message for Avont Magazine?
Yeah, inclusivity and self-love. I want everybody to be seen because when growing up, I couldn't see myself in a lot of things that I liked. So I want people to be able to see themselves and see like the see their story and be able to relate to it. Because I feel like a lot of the media and a lot of the magazines that are pumping out content, like I nobody can really see themselves. It's the same people, it's the same content. Um, so yeah,
Was there any, what was the influential model that you had featured?
for Avant.
Yeah.
There's not really an like a model and like a model that's featured. If anything, I would say it's me. But yeah, there's not really a specific model. What I want to turn Avant into is just a collection of stories from other people, just to see, you know, the different type of what's the word? The different type of like stories or the different type of experiences that people have.
Yeah. I guess that's how I wanted to phrase it. Like, have you published any stories yet of other models with their experiences yet?
No, I haven't, but it's coming. It's
Gotcha.
coming. I'm
Okay.
trying to do a whole like rebrand because I did it like I just had this gust of creativity over the summer and then school happened. So once I graduate, I'm gonna put all my all into it and like have different stories and have different just different works from different people to see like for them to showcase.
Great. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So what would be your process for like Avant Magazine? Like, so how do you figure out what necessarily to post or to put in your magazine? What is the,
What's the creative process?
yeah.
For now, it's kind of just been things that I struggled with. So I did a post about clothes because, finding an outfit is so hard as a plus size woman, just like going out, okay, what do I want to wear? I feel like that's so hard. So I did a post about that. And then confidence or like finding the confidence to do something. I struggled a lot with that. So it's kind of just like, okay, what are some things that I struggle with and what are some things that I learned and kind of writing about that experience.
Cool, cool. So career endeavors, advice. Now, knowing that the world can be super negative, what advice would you give other plus size models or just plus size women in general who lack that self confidence? What's one piece of advice that you would give to somebody?
Um, the biggest way to get over your fears is just to do it, to do whatever you're afraid of. If you're afraid of, putting on that dress, then put it on and wear it with like, fake it till you make it, wear that dress and, do it. Um, I would also say don't compare yourself to other people because your life is not the exact same as somebody else's. So you can't compare yourself. I find myself a lot doing that. Oh, like, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish, my body looked like that. And it's just like, no, it doesn't. And no matter how much you want it to be, it's not going to be that. So you just have to love the body that you're in, love the person that you are, and strive to just be better within yourself and stop thinking about what other people think, what other people look like, what other people wear, money. Just look at yourself and be like, okay, this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to be.
Can you, in your own words, explain to the fam and to the world and whoever else is listening why it is important to you to include people of all shapes and sizes?
It's important to include people of all shapes and sizes because, like I said before, people need to be able to see themselves in your work and people need to be able to relate to you, because when you don't see yourself, then you feel erased and you feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here, when you have every right to be in whatever space you want to be in just as much as the next person. So you have to include everyone, and you have to include every shape and every size, because they exist and they deserve to exist.
Love it. So I'm really big on manifestations, positive affirmations. So what are some like positive affirmations you tell yourself every day before you start your day, before you share a post, have a modeling opportunity? What are some positive affirmations that you say to yourself?
Number one, I love myself, because it's hard to love every part of yourself. So I love myself. I love my body. I'm worthy. I deserve to be here. And yeah, just words that, ground the sense of, this is my space and I'm here to take up space and be here in this moment. And I deserve it. So yeah.
All right, I'm getting so inspired right now. I'm over here like, yup, yep.
She gonna go do CrossFit right after.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So since modeling has made like a big impact in your life, what are some things that you've taken away from modeling? Like, what have you learned from being a model?
Confidence. I feel like that's the biggest one. Modeling has given me the space to see my body in a good, positive light. I I don't see myself as somebody who, is just in the background or deserves to be in the background. Like, I am the main character. I am in the front. I am going to show everything off. And I feel like I would not have that confidence today if it wasn't for modeling. Like, I just wouldn't. So yeah.
And with that, what would be your biggest impact on the world? So when you leave this world, what do you want to accomplish with your messaging?
I want to create a safe space for people to be able to share their story, no matter what they look like, no matter who they are, and just be able to give give to the world whatever they want to give. And just know that, oh, just because I look like this or just because I'm plus size doesn't mean that I am less than. Just because I don't have an hourglass body shape does not mean that I am less than, or I don't deserve to tell my story, because you do, you absolutely do. So I want people to be able to share that, like, with no hesitation, with no like, oh, what if this? No, share it. Do whatever you want to do. So yeah.
So continuing on with this positivity, what's next for Layla? Like, what are your plans for the future?
She about to be famous. That's what's about to happen.
Trying to grow Avont to be just that positive outlet. Like I said before, I want to make a clothing line for plus size women, cute, trendy clothes that they can wear with confidence. Yeah, I want to model in New York Fashion Week, stuff like that. And just overall be like just a positive light to the industry, and showcase, be the person that showcase everyone.
Love it.
What brands do you want to model for in New York Fashion Week?
Oh, Savage X Fenty. Savage X Fenty is like, I told myself I have to model for them. I have to. Like, that's just something that I will not be okay leaving unless I do this. Like, that's the number
like,
one.
she evolves with each show that she does.
Yes.
Which show is your favorite?
Yes. What show is my favorite? I would say, I'm trying to think. I think it was the second one.
Second one.
So not the one that she did during COVID, but it was the second one, I think, with the it was like she had this wall and there was holes in the wall and there was models like in it. And I also like the first one a lot because I feel like that I like the setup of that. But the second one, I think the choreography really hit it for me.
Totally wish I knew what you guys were talking about.
You didn't watch it?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna make her watch
it.
it.
Please watch it.
I am the most. I have no fashion sense.
I really
wear
don't
plain
either.
shirts all the time.
Yeah, she's very like monotone, like neutral colors. But I feel like she does have her own style to her. I'm still trying to figure out mine
I'm tomboy
too.
chic.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay. As long as you work that.
I'm still trying to figure out what I am. I am comfortable.
Right.
I like wearing sweats and all that other stuff, but I do want to, branch out and be comfortable in other things as well. So, just hearing you like how you say that it is hard, but you still manage to figure it out. That's going to push me to want to figure it out too. But just seeing like different people like Rihanna and Ashley Graham put together different things. I don't know if you know about, I think her name is Kate something, but she went out with Lil Wayne. She's a good model. I forgot her name.
Latasia.
That's her name.
Latasia Thomas. I love her.
Yeah, she beautiful.
Yeah.
So just to see different people like that inspires me to figure out like, okay, what is my style? Trying to figure it out. Other than comfortable, because comfortable is the
right.
I have to be comfortable whatever I'm wearing or I'm not wearing it. So
no, same. That was a lot of the things for me. I only wore like leggings and sweatshirts. But then I realized like I can wear other things.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm going crazy with the fashion. Yes.
Are you out here wearing silk on Zoom?
Right. Being an angel.
Well, I'm literally wearing leggings and she's wearing sweatshirts.
And I am proud of it.
Yes. So basically, we're gonna call you, and you're going to do our clothing. Not clothing. Pick out our clothes. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, words are hard. Stylist.
Okay.
That's it. You're gonna be our personal stylist. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm like, we making clothes.
So remember us when you are modeling for Savage, and
of course.
Have Ashley Graham and Lizzo on your side,
and tell them to interview with all the fam. That's the only people you're gonna. Yep. None of these magazines or anything like
we'll
that.
Be first in row. Be like that. That's Layla.
Yes.
Have our song.
Yes. So let the fam know, how can they reach you? Website, social media, drop it all. Plug yourself.
Your magazine.
Yes, Avont Magazine, AVONT Magazine on Instagram and .com. And Layla Broderick, LAYLA BRODERICK on all social media platforms and .com.
Perfect. So, I love how you spelled it out in like a little song. Okay. We'll drop her socials in the description wherever you're listening, and in the YouTube description, and as well on Instagram. So Layla, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're super proud of you. Can't wait to see where you go from here. We only manifest good things. So
thank you.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you later.
See you.